Have you ever stopped to think about what happens to a product after you buy it? We think the story is over once we open the box, but for the companies who make these things, that's really when the most important journey begins. So let's pull back the curtain on the hidden life of the products we use every single day. Okay, so let's set the stage. A product has gone through all the design phases, the manufacturing, the testing, it's passed every single check. But what happens the second it leaves that controlled factory environment and enters the real world? Our homes. Not even close. That moment you unbox it, that's just chapter 1. From a safety and performance standpoint, that product's life has just kicked off. The company's responsibility doesn't just stop at the checkout counter. Actually, it gets even more critical from here on out. Think about it for a second. You have millions of people using a product in millions of different ways, in totally different climates and conditions, day after day. There is no lab on Earth that can perfectly replicate that kind of real-world chaos. This is the ultimate proving ground, and that is exactly why companies have to have a system to keep watch.
So how do they do it? How do they keep an eye on everything? Well, they use a process that's kind of like a continuous health checkup for products that are already out in the wild. And it has a name: post-market surveillance.
Let's just quickly break that down. Post-market surveillance, or PMS for short, is pretty much what it sounds like. It is the organized, methodical way that manufacturers keep tabs on their products after you and I have already bought them. This isn't random guesswork. It's a dedicated program to listen, to watch, and most importantly, to learn. And you might be wondering, why go through all this trouble? Well, the goals are super clear and really important. First, it's about catching those weird, unexpected problems that never showed up in testing. It's about making sure a product is safe for its entire life, not just on day one. And it creates this incredibly powerful feedback loop. All the data they gather gets fed right back to the engineers, which helps make the next version of that product way better. So what does this surveillance actually look like in practice? It pretty much boils down to two main activities: reacting to the information that comes flowing in and proactively going out to find it yourself.
Right, so here we've got the two sides of the same coin. On one hand, you have the reactive stuff. This is where the company is listening. They're digging into customer complaints, warranty claims, service reports, but you can't just sit around and wait for bad news, right? That's where the other side, the proactive side, comes in. This is where they actually go on the hunt for data, literally buying their own products from stores, just like we would, so they can test them all over again.
I find that proactive part really fascinating, so let's zoom in on that for a second. How exactly does a company go about systematically testing products that are already sitting on store shelves all over the world?
Well, it follows this really logical 5-step process. First, they plan. They decide which products need testing and how often. Maybe they focus on a brand new model or one with a really complex part. Second, they collect. They get samples right off the open market, buying them from different retailers in different places. Third, they test them like crazy against all the original standards. Is a phone's battery holding up like it's supposed to? Is a kid's toy still safe after 6 months of play? Fourth, they analyze all that data, looking for any weird results or troubling patterns. And finally, and this is the most crucial step, they act. If they find a problem, this is the trigger for things like a product recall or a design change.
It might sound like a whole lot of work, and it is, but this whole system is the bridge that connects raw data to our safety in the real world. It is the safety net that we all count on, whether we even realize it's there or not.
So what's the big payoff here? What's in it for us? Well, a strong post-market surveillance program means safer products on the shelf, period. It means that when something does go wrong, recalls happen way faster, which limits any potential harm. It fuels innovation by giving designers direct feedback from the real world. And maybe most importantly, it builds something that's totally priceless: our trust.
So when you think about this whole system, all the tests, all the data points, all the analysis, it's this huge, sprawling network. But who or what is the single most important sensor in that entire network? It's you. Seriously. Your personal experience, your feedback, your decision to call customer service or leave a review about a problem. That is the most important piece of data in this entire puzzle. Every single time you do that, you're an active player in this global safety system. Your voice is the spark that makes this whole thing work.